Sansar's prolific creators, and he has created a, well, I don't want to call it a Minecraft because I think it's better than that because it's in Sansar. But Gindipple's going to tell us today how he built it. He's going to give us a demo, and we're going to ask him some questions about his influences and some tips and tricks for people just starting out on Sansar, including creating and just playing around. Okay, this is Gindipple with the giant ears. You can see it on Twitch, and there he is. Gindipple, just tell us about the experience, and then maybe after that you can give us a little demo.
So, a little recently ago, I noticed they had finally added the mouse click separated from the interaction script and returning the raycast point that I had asked for a while. And so I thought, oh, I finally can do something with that. And I started clicking on the ground and painting little objects. And I thought, okay, what can I do with this? And then I thought, this is what I've wanted to do all along. This is Minecraft. So basically, I started clicking and adding blocks. And then you know start to think about, okay, I need different styles of blocks, and how am I going to let people change the blocks? And I thought, well, if I've got the click capability, then why not, if I hit the one key, pop up a little thing in front of them, and then let them click there, and then after they click, then they just click the ground, and of course you can just build these cool little awesome blocks. And then from there, it's user creation content. You can hit the one key. Oh, I probably got to turn around so you can see there. Hit the one key and then hit the shovel there, and then click a cube and dig them out. And there's a torch, so you can click this little torch down here and put a torch down. It's lit up. And if you put it on the side of a cube, it will properly know where it belongs.
Look at that. That's fancy. All right. How did you come up with this idea? Just.
Well, Notch did this game, and I thought, hey, that's pretty cool.
I see. Okay.
No, I've played Minecraft a long time, and I really enjoy the concept of it. So I thought, hey, I've seen a lot of spin-offs of it. Why don't I try one?
And so Sancraft was born. Again,
in about a week.
In about a week. Hey, that's pretty awesome for a week. I've seen some of the creations already that people have made, and I think that someone who's, I can't remember who it is right now, let me check, but somebody's making a full experience based off of it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, are you talking about the one Jack the Ripper made?
That's it. That's the one.
Oh, yeah, that should probably be removed.
Oh, no. Well, all right, but there's people already starting to use it to build things, which I think is pretty cool.
Can't build there.
Oh, it's just there.
It's static.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So when you started building this, so what sort of things do you think you'll be able to make going forward, or is this sort of the end result, or what would you?
Oh no, this is not the end. One of the complicated things is like the original green cube over there. You're getting floated up there by somebody building cubes underneath you.
Oh my!
The big green area over there when you start up here, it takes a while to load in. So the res rate, you can't really build out like Minecraft has, where you start with a huge world.
Mm-hmm.
So I may look into figuring out how to do some sleight of hand to get a world created before you get here, or maybe not. I don't know. But the other thing that's obvious is beef up the blocks, add some new blocks, make them a little prettier, get more blocks, and then one of the big things that I want to look into doing is actually giving some interaction to the blocks, which is not too impossible. You could make it so that if I made a chest block and it had an animation on it, you could go into a interactive mode, click the box, and then it would open and close.
So interestingly, do you think that this will be in a place someday where new users who are not super familiar with creating experiences in 3D worlds will be able to come in and build something like in Minecraft that will be persistent and that they can make their own experience? And so then at some point you might imagine a bunch of experiences looking like Sancraft.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned persistence.
Yeah.
I definitely need that. That's one of the hottest things that everybody asks for in here is, hey, is there a way I can save my build? Well, for that, you need to talk to the programmers at Linden Labs and say, hey, give Gindipple that local persistence he's been asking for.
Yeah, I can check that out after. That's a good question. It would be really great if people would be able to save their sort of templates and have it load up. Obviously, I personally I don't have any sort of experience with that, so I don't know much about it, but we can definitely ask. Um, with that, so let's say people come in here. What sort of skills did it require for? What sort of skills do you have that it took to build this kind of experience?
Well, you need to know a bit about C Sharp for programming,
Hmm.
because most of this is the code. There's, a little bit to getting in Blender and making a cube and texturing it,
Right.
but that's like basics. But from the scripting standpoint, some basic C Sharp could get you by to this. But the most important thing I will say is knowing some vector math. Rotations are not easy. That's probably the hardest part about this whole thing.
I see. So basically, unless you have some like pretty extensive knowledge on this kind of thing, you'd be hard pressed to create something like this.
Yeah, I don't really see you taking simple scripts and coming up with something like this. It's more of an advanced type kind of thing.
Now, did you work with anybody from the community on building this? Did anybody help or?
No, I literally had this going in about 3 days.
Okay, that's,
I've spent the next 4 or 5 days adding new blocks.
that's super cool. Okay, so what? How long have you been creating in Sansar?
Oh gosh, coming up on 2 years around July.
Wow, and what did you do before Sansar?
30 years of programming.
Ah, yes, 30 years of programming. That's cool. What do you do with your programming normally, and what's your day to day look like?
Business applications, boring stuff.
Ah, gotcha. So this is the fun part, huh? Well, awesome. So you know C sharp, and that's what it took to build this. What else do you know, out of curiosity?
I've dabbled a little bit in Blender and Photoshop and GIMP. That's all you really need to build in here.
Hmm. So one of the things we like to be so we've been doing a few of these demos and community meetups where we explore people's experiences. One of the things we always ask is what sort of advice would you give to people just starting to create in Sansar? Where should they look for help? Should they use Discord? Should they use tutorials? Should people be making more tutorials? Just what are your general thoughts?
Well, I'd really like to see a wiki maintained by the lab created for this, similar to what they have for SL. It's a really good place to go get resource information. Other than that, play with Blender. It's free. There's tons of videos. The Discord, you can help for the Sansar specific parts. And don't be afraid to download Visual Studio or Visual Code and open up a script and tinker with it.
Hmm. That's
And
great.
math.
And math,
Learn
just
your
know
learn your
know
math.
math. What sort of math do you need to know?
Oh, I would say basic algebra, basic trigonometry, and if you really want to get heavy in it, some vector calculus.
Vector calculus is what I do for fun before I go to bed, so I get it. That's my favorite thing to do. Okay, so that's awesome. Let's. Oh, actually, before we start actually, I want to see if we can all build something together. What do you have coming up? Anything that you want to let people know about?
No, I'm trying to get my workflow for making the cubes a little more refined so that I can add a new cube rather easily, and then I want to investigate how to go about adding interaction to the cubes a little bit.
All right. So, do you want people's help with it, or are you doing it on your own, and you'll let us know when it's ready?
I've had a lot of people volunteer to like make some cubes, and for now I'm just doing it myself, kind of. But I'm not opposed to opening that up. Maybe first I want to get a standardized, UV map on the cube and stuff for one thing. The problem is if you start getting other people's content, you lose the centralized theme from it potentially.
Oh yeah, sure.
So there's that. The other thing that I've considered doing, and maybe somebody else will jump ahead of me on this. I don't know. Is the HUD concept doesn't have to be just for controlling adding blocks and removing blocks in here. That HUD concept could be converted over to basically use the simple script communications layer, and you could use that to pop up and in your experience possibly and open and close doors, turn on and off lights.
Do you want to show
A
us
lot
the
of
HUD again?
It's got a lot of potential.
Oh,
Yeah, so you just
here
click
it
your
is.
one, and nicely the trigger is wired, and the secondary action on the Vive controllers and the Oculus controllers to work with this too. So somebody that's in VR doesn't have to touch their keyboard anymore.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. What does the back look like? Oops.
The back's kind of translucent,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I can still.
which works out nice.
Yeah.
Now, what I started to originally do was I wanted it to move around with me like a real HUD,
Uh huh.
but the vector math was giving me a headache, and I stopped short and just said, okay, I just want something done.
Yeah. Now it's like a whiteboard in an office or something. Just come back to it.
It works this way.
Yeah. So anybody in here, I guess, or on Twitch, does anybody have any questions for Gindipple before we try to build something together? You don't have to ask.
When are we getting dynamite?
When are we getting dynamite? That's a good
Actually,
question.
that's one of the first things I thought about that would be kind of cool. One of the problems you run into is this is all open world collaborative. And if I put dynamite in here, the first thing that's going to happen is one guy's going to be over in the corner building his stuff, and some other guy's going to come in here and, oh, I want to play with dynamite and blow up his whole build. And then you got all kinds
Come on.
of problems.
So griefers. Well, it would be funny. There might actually be some sort of
Could
competition.
be God powers.
Yeah, I don't really think of it as griefers. I think of it as somebody having a different kind of fun.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't mix.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Good way to look at it. I'm taking my own notes right now. That's good. Good opinion there. Okay, so let's see if we can all build something together. What should we try to make? Gindipple, would you have any? Oh wow, what happened to me?
Somebody
Whoa.
built you up there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here, I can send you a teleport.
Who is doing this? Except.
That's another script that I have in here, my teleport script.
Oh, that's cool. So that way you can bring somebody to where you're working, and especially if you're.
Yeah, I can TP everyone if I want to. Okay, we gotta get Lacey out of here too.
Get out of here, Lacey. That's like a prison.
There we go.
All right, what should we try to build? Anything anybody want to build?
Oh, I don't know. Castle's always a good one.
Let's build a castle.
I've had some couple people come in here that have been really creative, and they've been taking some screenshots.
Yeah, I'll post those screenshots after we get this video done, so people can check them out.
Yeah, the problem is if you take a screenshot here, I don't know where it would go. I don't think it would tie back to the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure again, though. I mean, it could be possible for you to like after someone does a build, you could I don't know, scan it or something, or spit out something that they could re-input later. Maybe?
Oh yeah, I mean, I could save it by putting it out to a web service, but I don't want a third-party web service.
Well, maybe not even that. Like, let's say you just put this special number in chat, and then the user could copy that and then come back later maybe and put it in chat, and then there's their build. Maybe something like that.
You still got to save it somehow.
All right, let's build.
I really need the local person.
Bring it back. I got you.
All right, let's build a castle, everybody. I wonder if we can all do this together. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate test of sort of cooperative building. Does everybody know how to build? Gindipple, do you want to show everybody how to build again? Everybody want to gather around so again.
Oh, you just click your one or your secondary action, which is X on the Oculus and I think circle on the Vive. That'll bring up your build menu, and then select a cube, and then use your trigger or mouse click on the ground or next to a cube and go crazy.
All right, I'm gonna free cam around. So if everybody starts building, I'll capture it, and let's see what
I got the shovel.
let's see what we can do in 20 minutes. Let's see if we can make a good 20-minute castle. This is the challenge.
It's actually pretty performant too, which was a surprise.
When you say performant, what do you mean by that?
I mean, you can click, 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 and you don't get much lag from this.
Oh yeah, that was pretty quickly. Nice. Okay, who's helping? All right, I'm gonna call everybody out because if you're just standing there, then what are you doing here? Daisy, Daisy, Yaya, Al, Space. Let's build a castle.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Thank you.
You don't have to, of course. I'm just calling people out. Disney and Silas is dancing, so that's necessary for castle building. All right, let me try as well.
I'm building.
Ooh, good tree. Good job, Disney. Was that Disney or who built that?
Yep.
Disney killing
Yeah.
it.
Castles need trees, man.
That's true. How else are you gonna get oxygen in there?
Exactly.
If I know anything about science.
Gindi, is there an easy way to get rid of one if we make a mistake?
You can hit your 2 key to switch to dig mode,
Okay.
or you have to, pull up the menu and hit the shovel.
Okay. And then if I go back to 1, do I have to reclick?
Once you click the 2, you're in dig mode. You have to actually pull back up the menu to get your cube that you're working with back.
Again, will something collapse if it doesn't have like a proper weight?
Now, adding actual physics to the cube would be kind of hard.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure so I don't.
Okay, somebody's got a wall going.
But they could have flipbook texture or an animation on them.
Ooh. All right.
So there's lots of potential for this.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay, I've got some arrow slots over here because we're gonna have, enemies at some point.
Yes. Frenemies.
What are those called? There's a name for these.
How many blocks high is your...
I think I'm about 5 blocks high so far.
Okay, and your windows look like...
The windows are 2 blocks high with 2 blocks out.
Okay.
There's a name for these dang windows in castle terminology.
Murder hole?
Murder hole. Okay. Actually, that is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I'm not sure that's the same thing.
I'm going to look it up. Arrow slots in castles. Those are called... Oh, they're called arrow slits. Well,
Oh, close. Yeah.
all right. I'm going to build a gate. Where should I go?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that Scorpion has built a tall blue fountain, which is necessary in every castle, so I'm a big fan. Well done, Scorpion. And then we see some the parapets up here.
Yeah, adding different colored blocks and stuff is going to be a thing that I'm going to work on. Probably the current textures on these will all change, but that's actually kind of the nice thing about not having a save yet. Nobody can complain if I change the textures.
Yeah. These embrasures are great. Who's building those? Nice. Ooh, I'm floating across them. All right. 5 minutes down. Looks like we've got a pretty nice little castle shaping up here.
We need a moat.
Oh, we do need a moat.
Yes. Project Moat.
And a drawbridge. I'm going to see if Lacey will build a moat.
Where's our gate?
We'll have it... Oh, she's making something over there. We'll do a gate right here.
Okay. Oh, have we got the moat going? Oh, okay.
We got a moat going.
All right.
I'll do a gate right here.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were building a castle.
Can I free cam and place things?
Yep.
You can.
Ooh.
You can free cam and get the HUD at your position. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta like select what you want and then free
No,
cam.
what was it to? Oh, two.
Oh, Bagnaria said she had evil clients or she would be here.
I tell her we all miss her very much, and good luck with the evil clients. Elven Maid, of course you can be the princess.
You can be Rapunzel.
More like Rapunzel. You gotta have fun, though.
Oh.
My goodness, whoever's building next to me is super.
I don't know what this next to me is.
I'm just trying. There's been attempts.
Oh, Lacey's got us a tower there.
Ooh.
Like it.
Yes, okay.
Attempts.
I'm down. Where's this green?
At the drawbridge area.
Maybe we should have the door slightly open. Yeah, I think with persistence, this would be really, really cool. I mean, it's already really cool, but
I don't know how we're gonna connect this, but there we can.
We just start adding some cubes.
Ooh, fancy.
Just make things up. Don't know what I'm doing.
My theme song.
Stole it. All right.
oh,
It's our
it's
drawbridge situation right here. Where I am. Okay, I'm gonna assume it is.
who was saying Ryan?
Who's Ryan?
I'm
It's
assuming
Ryan.
it's you. Hear my name.
I don't see any Ryans in the chat.
Okay. Yay. How are we looking over here? Okay.
Maybe it's somebody else's real name.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I assumed that was somebody.
Well, let's not draw on that. That would be disclosure of real world information.
Want to do that?
Oh, general.
All I can see is the tail from here.
Oh, these little cloud pieces are.
The glass ones?
Oh, it's glass. That's what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
ones
not
that
very-
are like transparent.
Not very good glass, but oh well.
No, it's super cool. I just didn't.
My blender skills are no match for my C# skills.
Hey, we're all good at something. Sort of.
Sort of. For me.
Okay. I won't grass. Somebody's working on some water things over here. A lot of grass over your stuff. Wow, guys, I'm impressed. Look at this. Gindy, who was it at the amazing castle that was in here when I came in? General Zod?
Yeah, probably General Zod.
Oh yeah, it
He's-
was
he's
General
done-
Zod's here somewhere.
He's done quite a few things.
It was awesome.
Oh.
Definitely a Minecrafter.
How'd you know?
You got some competition, Zod.
Where does it end?
I was wondering why my computer was heating up. I have substance running in the background. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
See you later, alligator.
Didn't sound like Met. He likes being called alligator. He was like,
Aw.
ugh.
Who's being called alligator?
Oh, Daisy, you are, of course.
Hey, of course.
All right, we've got 10 minutes left, I believe. Although this is a totally, arbitrary time limit, but.
Where does it start and where does it end? Those are my two main questions.
Here and there.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Gotta build you a nice little marsh, Gator.
Oh yeah, sounds excellent. A nice swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Is this how big I made this thing? I don't remember. This is like 90% of my time ever playing any sort of games like these. Can I count? Sorry, Harley.
All good. Sorry, I'm just working on something on the side here.
Lacey, the waterbender.
Woo! Oopsies.
Have here. Looks like a torture device.
It's what every medieval castle needs, so it makes a lot of sense. No. I did something where I'm constantly moving and I don't know how to stop. Oh, I fixed it. Okay. All right, so we got some drawbridge here. We got some chains. We have, wow, some sort of structure above it. Got a tree looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And somebody over here is working on making a. Who is this? General Zod is making a huge castle. Look at our castle from a distance looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's like trying to herd 20 mice.
Yeah. Oh, the outside looks pretty good. I love all the little torches. This actually isn't too bad. This tower's pretty nice too. Whoa, I'm not even free camming. I'm running around like a psychopath. Okay, hold on. Gindipple, I can see your ears from the outside.
For my guidepost.
If you were at a music festival, people would be able to find you super easily. I like the little tower over there too. It's like an outpost or something.
Galilei, do you see what it resembles?
Which one? Which bit?
That you just commented on over there.
Oh, it kind of looks like Notre Dame.
Yes, exactly.
Well done. See the bell towers, the north and south tower.
Yeah, and they got a lot of torches, sadly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, you know what? The Notre Dame has survived some pretty heinous stuff in its day, so I think it'll be built and look just fine in a couple of years. I've been there a number of times. I'm somewhat of a medieval architecture aficionado.
I never been there.
I'm a big fan of castles. Probably not aficionado. I don't know that much about it. Enthusiast. That's probably the right word. Gindipple, thank you again for showing us. I'm about to end the Twitch. Is there anything that anything you want to say to anybody before we stop the broadcast?
Go forth and build and put up some cool screenshots of what you do.
Any official ask from the Sansar development team about what could help you make this better?
I've tried that once before. We'll just say no.
Okay. All right. So yeah, persistence. That's one of the things. People being able to save. That'd be great. And this has been super fun. We're gonna see what we can do with this castle. This sort of what is this? This sort of vaulted dome that's going across the middle of it looks like it has some potential. Maybe we can turn that into something.
One of the things that I think a lot of people have asked for is the capability of limiting or bringing just a group of their friends to an experience.
I see. Like creating a private instance.
I can understand the disadvantage there from Linden Lab perspective, though. Maybe some medium limit, like, hey, you can go down as low as 5 or something.
Sure. Yeah, I wonder what that would look like. It would be nice to be able to play one of these privately. I wonder if I don't know. Yeah, I'll see what they say about that. Okay, everybody, say goodbye to Twitch. Bye, Twitch.
Bye.
Hi, Twitch.
Bye.
Bye, Twitch. How do I turn everything off here?